Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Nerds of UVM. I'm your host, David. I'm joined by my friend Luke.
Yo.
And I'm joined by my friend Bob.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I needed to cut you off because you were just like taking way too long.
I was gonna plan
we
to...
had
You have to run a tight ship there, Luke.
Yeah, we really do. Now, those of you out there might be wondering, wait, what's going on? There's a fourth episode, but Luke and Bob and David have already done topics. Well, because we're still sort of in a transitionary period, we thought we'd just do a topic that all of us have sort of decided on for funsies. Woo. Gentlemen, what do we decide on doing?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Kung Fu Man Jackie Chan.
Kung Fu Man Jackie Chan. That's what we called him. So, talk to
That's
me
what
about...
Luke called him.
That's what Luke called him. Talk to me about your experiences with Jackie Chan as the man, the myth, the legend.
Mine have been glorious for the most part. Man, I liked him. I think the first Jackie Chan movie I saw was Police Story.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
And that's a good one to start off on too. Woo, man. And then I also like Drunken Master, not the very first Drunken Master, but another Drunken Master.
Okay.
The Legend of Drunken Master, to be more specific. I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of his Police Stories movies. I've seen some of his other. I can't even remember which ones I've seen. I watched Jackie Chan TV show that was on the WB Kids Saturday
The animated series, the Jackie Chan show. Yeah. I remember that being really cool because it was very much that sort of collect all the stuff gimmick that a lot of cartoons like to employ.
And then Rush Hour, and then he did the whole Hollywood stint, which I think kind of was good with Rush Hour, but then after that it was not as great.
Is Rush Hour your favorite Western movie that he stars in?
For Hollywood, yes.
That's what I mean by Western.
Yeah. For Hollywood, yes, definitely, because it was just nobody thought it was gonna work. I mean, you had Chris Tucker, who had a kind of a name, but he was mainly stand-up comedian who was in Friday and stuff like that.
On a side note, what happened to Chris Tucker after Rush Hour?
He had good success, but then I think he just got too stressed. He just had the Hollywood burnout.
Okay.
But he's okay now. He's starting to do smaller stuff and stuff.
Good for him.
Yeah. But
anyway, yeah.
And then that, and then he's still working, which is freaking amazing. He's 65.
It's pretty rare.
And he's still alive.
Yeah, he just won an award a couple last year, maybe 2 years ago.
Oscar.
It was one of those honorary Oscars where it's hey, you've done a lot for film. You deserve some credit. We're gonna give you this award in recognition of your accomplishments.
That's nice.
But he hasn't won an actual Oscar yet, unfortunately.
No, he probably would never will. But still, it's holy crap.
Do you know what my favorite performance of his has ever been in Western media? Now, you both are going to lambaste me.
Wait,
for
are we
this.
talking about Chris Tucker still? Or
No, not Chris Tucker. We're talking about Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Jackie Chan was the one who won the honorary Oscar. It wasn't Chris Tucker.
Thought,
it wasn't Chris Tucker.
It wasn't Christopher Tucker.
My favorite thing that
I missed that shift completely.
Yeah, you did. My favorite Jackie Chan performance, and I know you guys are going to hate me for saying this, but it was actually in the 2010 reboot of Karate Kid.
No.
Genuinely. Here's the thing. First off, that movie is way better than the original.
I can't get past the fact that they're in China and it should be Kung Fu Kid and not karate. Karate's Japanese.
It was called Karate in the original movie, though.
Yeah, but Mr. Miyagi was an Okinawan karate master.
Yeah.
And they're a colony off of Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
But okay. Here's the thing. All right. Then obviously that's a real lambastation of lambastation, is that the right word? It's a real obvious use of just the IP to try and get some more butts in seats. But for all that was worth, I thought Jaden Smith was really good in that movie. I thought he emoted really well. I thought his
Jaden Smith was actually good in that.
He was good because he didn't have the whole Instagram what's the moon mean.
Yeah. But even then,
that's my favorite Jaden Smith.
He could have been like that as a kid, and I just trust that he did really well in that movie. He acted really well.
He wasn't bad. Well. He wasn't bad.
And I thought Jackie Chan played it so straight man, so just really, really honestly and very heartfully. I don't even know if it's a real word, but it really impressed me because I hadn't seen too many Jackie Chan movies before that, but he was always sort of goofy because he's foreign.
He was always
he's here
he
to
was
be
a
the
quippy
action
type of guy.
Yeah, he's got he's foreign, so he doesn't really understand how to emote the way that I think Western audiences want him to, or that we expect him to.
Chinese cinema in general has a different style of acting to it altogether. Not just Hong Kong action films. The Hong Kong action films have a different especially the comedy have a different. It's more physical. It's extremely physical comedy. Yeah. Especially in the fights. Yeah. But and also in acting in general, it's just different because all it's akin be saying this said about like British cinema.
Yeah, and I should specify that. Like when I mean I mean American cinema, because like the same thing could be said like for like French cinema. Like I don't know if they're like emoting well or not. All I hear is like flat French dialect, unless it's like a sex scene, for example, and they're like breathing heavily. Well, French cinema has sex. Like let's not avoid that here. Or if they're like angry, like that's the only time I hear like emotions come out in a different language. Same as like with German. And so I watched a bit of German cinema.
It's hard if you don't also like have an ear for language. Like first, if you're not familiar with it, but also if you just don't have like there's some people who like pick up on language, but then like. There's other people who are like, I have no idea.
Yeah, and like anyway, back to Jackie Chan and that Karate Kid. Like that entire sort of arc about the car being rebuilt and then him destroying it at the end because he just needed to get that anger of losing his. I think it was his wife that died, or was it his daughter or something like that?
Oh, that was his.
It was a long time ago when I saw that.
It was a long background, but like the reason, like he throughout this entire thing, he's a mechanic. He's building his car back up, and then like Jaden Smith like keeps getting beat up. Which, speaking of which, the bullying in that movie was like way more aggressive than it was in the 1984 movie.
Yeah,
well, Johnny could only go so far in the 80s, like.
The 80s?
I guess so, but like the 80s movies were real at times, you know, like they were really real and like really honest, but I guess they were trying to go for something a little bit lighthearted back then. Anyway, I'm sure you could also, if you really wanted to, investigate some of like the racial like injustices statements made in that movie, because I think Chinese tends to be pretty racist.
I wouldn't say totally racist.
Not totally, but like
it's like it's just it's a culture thing.
Yeah,
that's I mean, sorry folks, that's the way it is. Also in like South Korea, it's like that in Japan. It's like if you have a very not closed off society, but I don't know, it's hard to put into words that can act
somewhat homogenic or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's like a clear outsider is not really welcomed. Not really, as best I can put it, because you know other countries are a lot of melting pots. There's a lot of there's a lot of cultures in that.
Specifically,
look
Western
how many cultures
society
live in California.
Yeah,
like the whole world lives in California. South Korea is South Korea. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
but I did like that in Karate Kid, how it was like a little bit. They went on that track a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, and obviously, I think there's some statements to be made about like, I mean, this is not the time or place to talk about like the racial themes within the 2010 reboot of the Karate Kid, because it's a little bit more dense and we're not really doing justice to it. But it's just like there's a point that could be analyzed there if people wanted to. Anyway, back to Jackie Chan.
It's an underrated movie.
It is totally underrated. Like it's really, really good.
My brother and I, like, you know how they have like the equivalent to the wax on, wax off in that movie with like attitude. Like pick up the jacket, attitude.
Pick it up, throw it down, or pick it up, take it off, throw it down, put it on, take it off, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like my brother and I will do that all the time. It's funny. It's like, really? Attitude.
Are you kung fu masters now, there, Lucas?
No, we just like replicate that because we just like saying attitude.
Right. Yeah. But again, Jackie Chan, I thought that was probably one of his best performances that he's ever given. It was coming out at a time where he was like doing a stretch of just like weird comedies.
Yeah.
Where he was clearly there because he was like the Vin Diesel type, where it's like, oh, I'm like an archetypal like badass, like I'm here to be a badass thrown in like a weird situation. What? I'm a babysitter now? What? So
I haven't said like kind of my like experience with Jackie Chan. Like I have like a similar kind of like thing with you guys as like the Karate Kid and like his older stuff, that animated series. So and. Just not to repeat, I want to talk about the most recent thing I've seen him in, the Lego Ninjago movie.
Yeah, Lego Ninjago movie, which was actually not bad.
No, yeah.
I enjoyed it more than Kingsman.
Yeah, it was, David and I did like a double feature the other day, so we saw Kingsman and Lego Ninjago.
This was like a week ago at this point.
Well, yeah.
It'll be 2 weeks by the time this video goes up.
Yeah, but anyway, like, the Lego Ninjago was the more enjoyable movie. It was more the comedic side of Jackie Chan, but he also still played like the wise old man type of character. Like,
well, you have to put Jackie Chan as the wise old master.
Yeah,
I mean, 65.
Yeah, he is a wise.
He's a wise old master by now.
Nah, and he did great in the role. I'm excited to see him in The Foreigner. coming out.
That movie looks so great.
Interested in seeing that.
Oh my god,
I am very
I'm
interested because it's a new
interested to
side
see
to
it.
him.
For those of you who don't know this film, it's basically like Jackie Chan taking the role of Liam Neeson in Taken, where he's one day Jackie Chan is dropping off his daughter somewhere. I believe in London.
I think it's based in London.
I think it's based in London. So he drops off his daughter like in London. She dies in a horrific like car bombing accident. But he survives. He goes to the prime minister to investigate what happened. He wants to know who killed his daughter. Things start to unravel, and Jackie Chan becomes suspicious that I believe it's the prime minister. Maybe it's the mayor of London.
He's played by Pierce Brosnan. He's Irish. He's Irish. Who Jackie Chan suspects has ties to the IRA, which they think might. I don't know if this is officially the
not the American IRA. You mean?
None of the Irish IRA.
Yeah.
The Irish Republican Army.
Yeah.
Might have been behind the bombing and the prime minister, or maybe even I think he's a ambassador from Ireland.
Yeah.
He probably knows a little bit more than he's letting on. So Jackie Chan probably spends the next hour and a half kicking ass trying to find out information.
Yeah,
And
it's a revenge story with Jackie Chan.
And we don't even know how it's gonna go because in the trailer he's not looking to kill people. He just wants names.
Yeah.
So who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, and it definitely looks like that sort of gung fu that John Wick has started like making a thing since I think it was 2014 or whatever.
No, well,
like it uses a lot. It uses Jackie Chan using a gun, which honestly is not too commonplace.
Man, is that not very common? I don't think it is actually.
Yeah,
What, Jackie Chan using a gun?
Martial arts.
Yeah, because
and,
I mean,
weaponry.
I'm thinking Police Story. It was they had guns, but not
I would
nothing.
say not to the extent that like John Wick has
Yeah,
defined it.
I'm like
There's John Wick, and then there's John Wick Chapter 2, and then Atomic Blonde, I guess, if you wanted to count it in there.
Well, also there was Equilibrium way back in like 04, 03.
Again, like I wouldn't necessarily classify it as such.
But
because,
still, like I can't. I'm actually. I don't know if he's done more gun stuff recently.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't paying attention.
That would be a nice little twist for him, to be honest.
I honestly haven't paid attention to a lot of his Chinese films, so I couldn't speak on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done
that
a
would
lot of
be a
film
great
recently.
thing for me to see for him, like actually doing like more gun like shooting and like shotguns and like just ARs and all that stuff.
It's coming out October 13th, which should be the day after this episode goes live. So
hey, go watch it.
yeah, I'm gonna go watch it.
I'm definitely gonna try to go watch it.
Yeah, so
It looks really good.
That man. Oh man,
he's got such a kind soul. It looks like too.
He got a kind soul, but he almost died a couple times.
Yeah, no, because he does almost all of his own stunts.
He does all of his own
stunts.
stunts. I don't know. Well, I don't know how much of it he does. I don't know. See, I think he's because I mean, you take a beating like that, no matter what, you're gonna like kind of like rethink how you're gonna do certain stunts. Like back in the day, he fell through. I think it was in Project A, like 5 canopies. And he hit the cement.
Yeah, I do remember.
That was how they wanted to pull it off.
Yeah.
And the one thing where he almost died because I think he hit his head. He hit his head and it was almost a brain hemorrhage.
He was talking about that in the Lego Ninjago interviews. Like it's still broken there.
Yeah, he's like he's like the only thing that saved me because I knew how to fall.
Yeah.
Like he literally because he was a stuntman. He fought Bruce Lee for like a split second in Enter the Dragon. You can see him like Bruce Lee grabs his hair and like basically snaps his neck. But that's Jackie Chan's cameo in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, if I did not know how to fall, I would not be alive.
Yeah.
And even then he said it was a 1 in a million chance that he didn't die because even though he knew how to fall.
Yeah. Well, thank God you're still around, Jackie Chan. We love you. You're an awesome dude. Keep doing what you're doing.
Wholesome and like physically
and a good role
impressive.
model too. That's the other thing. Like he knows. Like I mean, just
we need more people like Jackie.
More
Chan.
people like Jackie Chan, please. In the media.
You know what? Some people don't like about him is I don't know if it's still true about this, but he does have. I know he has at least one son, and he's like, you know how like other kids with like who come from money get inheritances. He's like, my son's not gonna get anything. If he can't work for a living, what's the point?
Well,
I mean, that's
one parental try.
I give him mad respect for that.
Yeah.
And other people are like, what?
Yeah.
You're not going to give him his Lamborghini?
That's one parental strategy. I mean, who's to say what really works?
You
at
should.
The end of the day, you know?
I mean, I feel like you should earn your money, but that's an opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely not nerdy. And on that note, though, we're going to stop being nerdy because this has been Nerds of UVM. Thank you so much for checking out this episode about how much we talked about how Jackie Chan is just thebomb.com. We want to thank you very much for joining us here today, and we're going to sign off by saying I've been David.
I've been Luke.
I've been Bob.
And this has been Nerds of UVM. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and until next time, live long and prosper.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
All right, guys.
Yo, good stuff. That last topic was really fun.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks for stopping by.